Before getting further into the video, what I want you to do is get yourself a pen or a paper or open the code editor to code with me and use the brain with me. Okay, so just pause the video and go. First question, what does it ask us to do? So it is asking us write a short Python function is multiple in which two parameters are being passed n and m that takes two integers values and returns a true if n is multiple of m, that is n equal to m into I for some integer I and false otherwise. Okay, so what does it wants to do? So let me open the canvas. Okay, so this is the canvas where what I want is simple explain. Okay, so n equal to m into I. So this is the simple equation what we have given, and we have to code out of it. So what we are being asked, if we give, okay, if for n, if it is the multiple of m or not. So let's go to the code editor and let's write the function def is multiple in which you're passing an m and an m. Okay, so if what? So if n is multiple of n, okay, if n is multiple of n is multiple of m, then n divided by m should be some integer, which is I, but I actually don't know what it will be. But what I know is that if I divide n by m, its remainder will be 0. Its remainder will be 0. So we have a function called modulus. So what we'll use? We'll use the modulus operator to make our logic. If n divided by m, and if its remainder is 0, then return true. Otherwise else else return return false. Okay, else return false. Now let's check our code. Is it working or not? So multiple multiple and we are passing the first parameter should be the multiple and the second one should be, okay, the divider. Okay, 5. So is it working? Oh, is it working? Very fine. Now let us do one more. Alt down. Okay, got it. By 2, then I should do with 3. So let us see the answers. So it's giving us true. Okay, it's giving us true. It's giving us true. It's giving us false. Obviously, it will give us false because 10 divided by 3, it will not give us an integer. Okay, it will not give it as integer. So now we have to do a very special case. What if I give 0? What's its answer will be? Oh, it gave us an error. So from getting rid of this error, what I will do actually is that I will filter out first. Okay, so if m equals to 0, it should return none, or it can return false, but it should not be the case because if so, see, if m equals to 0, it will simply return none, and if it is not, then it will go further and it will check the condition. If n is divided by m and if its remainder is 0, it will return true, else false. Simple as that. Okay, write a short Python function min-max, okay, that takes a sequence of one or more number and returns the smallest and the largest number in the form of tuple of length 2. Do not use the built-in functions min or max in implementing your solution. So what we are being asked is that create a short Python function. Okay, so let's create a function named as min-max. We are passing data. Okay, so what we are being asked is that we will pass a sequence of data here. Okay, so we'll pass a sequence of data, and tell us it will tell us which is the largest and which is the smallest. So let us go to the canvas, and so what we have is that we have some numbers: 2, 4, 1, 5, 9, 0. Okay, 0. So these are the number, and the function will tell us. Okay, so we'll give this to the min max function, min max function, and it will give us which is the smallest, which is 0, and which is the um, largest, which is 9, It will give us this value. It should return this value out of these number only. Okay, if we pass these number. So what our logic should be, what our logic should be. Okay, so what I'm thinking, or what you should be thinking, I don't know, but what my logic says is that we should compare each element. We should compare each element to each one to see which is largest and which is smallest, because we cannot just write a thing that says, okay, give me the largest or give me the smallest. So what we'll do is that we'll create two variables, which is largest and smallest. We'll create two, and we'll store, and what we'll do is that we'll store 2 in it. Okay, we'll store 2 in it. Okay, and then we'll run a loop that will check element by element, if any element, okay, if any element is greater than 2, then the element will be stored into the largest, and if it is not, then it will be the same. Okay, it will be the same element as it was. Okay, as it was. Okay, what I'm doing, man. Okay, whatever. So this is my approach. For loop we'll run a for loop till when, remember, till this data. Okay, okay, now let's go to the code and let's write it. Okay, so we are being asked, and so let's create the largest, which will have data 0. Okay, and then smallest data 0. Simple as that. What is data 0 representing? The first element, of the sequence, the first element of the sequence. Okay, now we'll run the loop for I in data. So we'll run the loop in the sequence to compare from each value. Okay, so if I is greater than largest will have I, and if I is smallest, okay, smallest equal to I, and it will return smallest and largest. Okay, so what we have assumed is that the first element of the data is largest and the smallest. Okay, what we have actually assumed is that the first element of the sequence is the largest and the smallest, and as per the comparison, if the next element will be larger than the largest value that we have assumed, it will simply store the next value. If it satisfies the condition, it will simply store to largest, and it will do it further. Okay, now let us check. So print min max, we have a data and we don't have a data. So let's create a data. You can name it whatever. So we'll simply we'll use the um, same thing that we have used. So just copy paste copy paste it, and we'll simply, yeah man, we'll give it data. Now 0 and 9, we have got 0 and 9 now. So now let's do do it bit more interesting. 81, 999, whatever number we are giving, okay, and it should be 3 here, okay, 3 here, and like this. So it should return 0 and 98. I have just written like gibberish 9863. Got it. So this works. Write a short Python function that takes a positive integer and returns the sum of all the positive integers smaller than. Okay. So what it asks. So let's write a short function. Okay. So let's name the function sum of square, and it is giving and it will be, let us do it. And okay. So what we are being asked here is that we have a number n which can be anything, let us say 5. So what we have to do is that we have to give its the sum of squares of all the numbers till 5. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the sum of a square, which means 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. Okay, we won't consider 5 because as it is asking us to do smaller than n. So if my number is 5 and the smaller number is 4, so it should be smaller than, okay, it could be 3 but we're considering 4. Okay, so it should be smaller than 5, which means n minus 1. If it is 5, it should be 4. Okay, so 1's square is 1, 2's square is 4, 3 square is 9 and 4 square is 16. And the sum will be 1 plus 4, 5 plus 9, 14 plus 16, 30. So 30. So simply is that. So what the, the logic we'll use here is that we'll use a loop. For I in, and we'll use the range function. We'll use the range function and it will start from 1 because there is no point of starting from 0 till n. Did you got it? Till n. And what we'll do is that we'll create a variable name as total, which will store the sum of the square, and it will have total. Okay, total equals to total plus I into I, okay, which is ith square, okay, which is the square of the number. Okay, then it will return total. Okay, let us print print sum of 5. Okay, sum of a square 5, it should give us 30. Let me clear this one. Clear. Yeah, it gave us 30. So the simple logic I have applied, simple is that it will, sorry, yeah. So what it will do is that, where is the marker, man? Yeah. So what it will do, we have a variable called total. So what we'll do, it will store 1, then 1 plus, it will store 4 plus, then it will store 4 plus 9, then it will store 16. Okay, plus 16, which will give us as 30. Okay, got it. The fourth question, what it is asking, give a single command that computes the sum from previous question. It should be previous question, relying on Python's comprehension syntax and built-in sum function. Okay, so let's code it. If you know the comprehension syntax, it's good. Otherwise, you can go and watch. So let's create the function sum of a square. Sum of square, it should be n, absolute n, and I'll tell you why I'm using absolute. Sorry, N should be an absolute. Why, man? Why these keyboards on Windows are like so pain for me? Okay, so I'll write total as I told earlier. Now we'll use Python comprehension syntax. So first I will write what I have to store in the variable. So I will store I into I, which is I square. Okay, for I in range from I 1 till n. Okay, and then I'll use the sum function. Then I'll use the sum function. It should give us not this, and it should return total. Oh man, yeah. I'm not used to Windows keyboard. That is why. So it print. We're using print sum of square. We are giving us 5. Now let us give us minus 5, and it should return us as 30 because we are using absolute, which will uh, give negative to positive value. Okay. Now let us run the function. Yeah, man. Let me clear and show you the whole thing. It is giving us 30. So this works. Write down your logic on and your code in the comments. Okay. Write a short Python function that takes a positive integer n and returns the sum of square of all the odd positive integers smaller than n. So we'll use the same def odd sum square, it will give us simple as that. So we have to check the number is odd or not. Okay, odd or not. And to checking the number is odd or not, it should not be multiple of 2. Okay, for being odd, it should not be the multiple of 2, which simply means if I divide the number n by 2, it should not be okay, it should not be equal to 0. It should not be equal to 0. That is my logic, because if it is odd, it should not be equal, its remainder should not be equal to 0. So what I will do is that I will run the for loop for I in range from I till n. Okay, till I till n. And if n divided by if I divided by modulus 2 isn't equal to 0, I modulus 2 isn't equal to 0, I had the total. Now I should write odd. It was 0. So total odd equal to 0 should be equal to total odd plus I into I, and it should simply return total odd. Okay. So now we should print odd sum square of 5. Now 5 till 5, it should return 1 square. Okay, it should return 1 square. Okay, so let us see. Yeah, it gave us 10. So it's a working code. Now moving to the last question, and last question is what is asking? So the last question is asking, give a simple single command that compute the sum from previous question relying on Python's comprehension syntax and built-in sum function. So it is same as the previous one. It is the same as the previous one. So but what we'll use is that we'll use the sum. First I have to comment this out, otherwise it will give us an error. So sum odd sum square, sorry, my bad, some square which will take n, and it will have total odd. So first we'll store I into I. For I in range 1 to 5, so it will run from 1 to 4. Okay, it skips if I modulus 2 isn't equal to 0, and I will cover it up on, I will use the sum function, sum function to make it happen. And so we'll, and sorry man, I haven't returned this. Okay, yeah. So, and we'll use print. um what number should I use, man? Should I use let us give a 6. Okay, let us give a 6. So it will run from 1 square plus 3 square plus 5 square. So it should be 1 plus 9 plus 25, which results into 35. Okay, which results into 35. So let's run this. It is giving us, oh, sorry, man. Oh, my bad. It should not be 5. It should be n. My mistake. Sorry, my mistake. It should be n. Yeah, we got it 35. So it is working. So that is it uh for this video, and I hope you would have enjoyed, you would have coded, or you would have used your logical brain to it. So simply just use it, write it, and if you have any problem or issue in any any question or in any logic, please do let me know in the comment section. Okay, thank you everyone.